Yay. Yay. Good morning. Did take me a little bit. It did take me a little bit to get set up this morning, as well as the fact I forgot about daylight saving having been initiated through the night. I didn't put my clocks forward. I didn't even remember it when I woke up. So I could have been here on time, but I wasn't. And that's okay. We've set up now and we're on the go. It is Sunday, the 1st of October here in Port Elliot, South Australia. And if you hadn't noticed, the weather is a little bit duller than yesterday. Not quite the bright sunshiny aspect that we had yesterday morning, but it is looking pleasant outside. Sun is trying to shine through. There is dull, dark clouds on the west side. So anyway, we're getting it coming in for the part of the day, I think. Hopefully it's going to actually dissipate. Good morning, Diane. And we then have, it's lovely to see you here. Kay, you're already up and about. Morning, Ros and family. Hope all is well. Love those hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to get over to the cards now. So let's just switch over the screen. Tap into your psychic senses, your connection with spirit in whatever way you need to. Now, I do have that up a little bit. I think I moved the table. Yeah, I did. I moved it to fit into the other aspect. Oops, and I've forgotten to hide that one on the screen over in the Be Live. So there you go. I do need to sort out something to do with the lighting at some point because it is a wee bit on the faded out. It's faded out, hasn't it? Just a tad. But that's okay. What we're going to do is I'm just going to go over to this one. No, not that one. Must be this one. The things that we do, just trying to work out where to centre my face. It was looking a bit offline. So, and yeah, there we go. Oh, and now, here we go. We are using the Kipper deck. It was yesterday and today, so I'm not sure how I'm going to go with that again. Because as you could tell, well, you probably could tell from yesterday that I'm not familiar with this deck. I haven't had a really good play at it. So we're just going to zoom in. Whoops, that was me. Wrong camera. Wrong camera. The things that we do as I'm pressing the buttons. It takes a little bit. Here we go. We're just going to move that across. There's the Kipper cover. Here is the guidebook that's there, the one that I'm using by Ciro Marchetti. Absolute. I just love his artwork, so it's going to be how I move forward, I'm sure. So what we've got with the 3 cards is occupation, main male. We had the main male yesterday, so it's occupation, main male, and despair. So I will use the guidebook to actually read what the contributors have in this book about what the Kipper cards are. I will do some more research before I use them again, but they're just such a beautiful deck. I wanted to use them this weekend, especially since it was the end of a month and the beginning of a month. So with this first card that we're looking at, the occupation, it is a woman at her sewing machine. Let's have a look. Carefully plying her trade. So there she is. She would have been a seamstress, you could tell from the type of bolts of fabrics. And the camera's not going to focus it. That's a pain in the A. Well, it's a nice machine. I think we're just going to have to put up with the fact that it's going to be a little bit faded, a little bit out of focus there with the light that I've got from the window. Yeah, so sorry about that. Now, here we are. The occupation is here we meet a seamstress in her workroom, stitching fabric on a treadle sewing machine. She appears to be deeply absorbed and working late into the evening. She's doing skilled handwork as a trade, but it is hard and not well paid. This worker doesn't have a cushy desk job with a bright career. This card can represent self-employment, freelancing, do-it-yourself work, piecework, what you cobble together. So from her sense of absorption, it can also represent a hobby, sport, craft, or avocation you devote much effort to. Now, I haven't heard the word avocation before. Now, that's interesting. But this is, remember, it's set in around that Victorian era as far as these cards go. It's the style he's used. Oh, they've gone yellowish. Is the sun out or something, or gone away? Weird, isn't it? It looks a bit spooky. I'm definitely going to have to get decent lighting, set my lighting up so that we can have the more true to colour look of these cards, because they're beautiful. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Where did I get up to? Where did I get up to? Good morning, Corinna. Lovely to have you here. Yeah, Corinna, you caught me in time. Yeah, well, lucky I wasn't in time for the actually making allowances for the daylight saving, because I'm late. I forgot about the daylight saving. So we got up to avocation, didn't we? So she's being absorbed in what she's doing. So whether it's a hobby, sport, craft, or avocation, you devote much effort to. So, and thus it means starting something, beginning a project, spending a lot of effort. And it's usually associated with autumn. Well, we're in spring, the other one. So it could be that as far as what our, the hemispheres are, it's the correct season anyway. So pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. So occupation indicates all mental and physical activities, for example, sports, hobbies, or your daily work. So in the context of the relationship, it may indicate that you're working on it to overcome difficulties. So, and of course, it is a key card for the job. So whether you're thinking of job, or whether you're thinking of hobbies and things that you're wanting to do, or it is relationship based. So it can refer to the handcrafting, working in the arts, doing work you enjoy. You could be working for a company, or it's your choice, your chosen career path. Yeah, that's actually an interesting card, isn't it? Now, yesterday with the male card, it is the main male. Whoops. Now I've gone past where number one starts, but it's it more indicating you. So with the male card, it is that self-indication in the masculine sense. So it's like the protagonist of a novel. So in keeping with the time, he's a fine gentleman, a so-called man of qualities, and we meet him in his study. As you can see, yeah, there's artwork in the back. To me, it doesn't look much like a study. It looks a bit more like a lounge room. But anyway, that's what they're saying. Note the paintings in the study refer to other cards. Yeah, they do. It's too hard to pick it up and get this camera to focus, so I won't be trying that at the moment until I can figure out good auto focus on the camera or manual focus. I don't know which to do yet. If you're happy for me to, I've just noticed that you put the bless you, Rena, thank you. So with that, yeah, I don't know. Unless you really like me pressing the buttons, which sometimes gets a bit frustrating. I've done enough button pressing this morning. I'll see what I can do later. Anyway, so it's the masculine aspect of whoever you are. So that's fine. If it's to do with relationship, remember, it could be what your job is or whatever, or it can do with relationship. They are sort of facing each other. So in that respect, it could be, as far as, a woman, man, who knows, it's up to whatever your sexuality is, what your private life is around. Personally, I think it's no one else's business but yours. You know what this is meaning for you. So in that context, we have the principal principal masculine energy in the center. So bring that on, and then now we're looking at despair as card 32. I find it very interesting. These cards are very much personality based and emotions and situations like that, rather than being the more direct physical aspect of certain things that the Lenormand can indicate. This is bringing in more that is the personal characteristics of living your life and your pathway. So this one Despair, it is a challenging card. Here we meet a man in shabby clothes, a member of the working poor, distraught from unemployment, reduced to letting a tear slip in the street. Literally grieving or weeping, it can also be severe stress leading to emotional exhaustion, serious concussions, fevers, and migraines. So it can indicate some pretty serious health issues. So have an awareness around that as we're getting into this one. So, and Sandra, good morning. You go, Ros. Hone those button pushing skills. We all start somewhere. Yes, eventually the hard work pays off. Yeah, I'm sensing that from this line of cards as well, Sandra. Thanks for that great summary. So it does, and the despair card can mean a jealousy card as well. So with luck, a positive card will be next to it to offer balance and hope that all will work out somehow. Now, because this isn't in a grunt to blow style of reading spread, what we've got is just the 3. So for me, when it's that type of thing and there's not the cards next to it, we just take it at that initial face value of, and what's next to it is that masculine main male card. So it's not specifically adding anything much to it, but the strength of what we can bring to this despair with having that strength of the masculine and being able to work through it. This despair, the gentleman has got his dog faithfully sitting at his feet. So whatever comfort that we are given from the dog, be ready to receive comfort or open yourself to some potential options for answers or solutions. That's what my reading of this would be. Like Sandra said, we are on a starting something new, and eventually, even though it might seem there's some frustrations in it, it could be to do specifically with that starting something new, even though there might be some frustration in it and despair and put your hands in the air type of thing. Be patient and allow those answers and solutions to come to you, or go seeking them if you need to. Have your bit of a sook about it, but pick yourself up and your dog will follow and you'll move through it. That's what I'm feeling with it. So I will actually, let me see. I'll continue reading what despair says because I didn't finish. The tear was slipping into the street and I noticed the other stuff. Literally grieving or weeping. It can also be the severe stress leading to emotional exhaustion, serious concussion, fevers and migraines. This card, it's also commonly used for jealousy. I think I did get to there, didn't I? With luck, a positive card will be next to it. So unfortunately, it's not a very promising card, but because I choose to take the positives from everything that we have in life, that's the lesson, is being positive and finding that lesson that we're learning in our life steps. So it's the worries and it's the despair. Oh, this is the other comments. Yes. Brings grief of us. There's a brooding and worrying. I'm just getting the drift of this guidebook. There is 3 contributors in each little passage. Let me hold that up and see if you can see it. Like the first bit that I was reading, it's not focusing, but you see FB, so that's 1 contributor. You see SZ there at the bottom of the next paragraph, that's the 2nd contributor, and you'll see the SW at that one. So there is 3 impressions, 3 contributions, that they're putting their interpretation on what these cards are. That's where the guidebook is. And I was reading all 3, so it was repetitive. But what we're learning, I'm learning. So with that guidebook, I'll become very familiar with this eventually, so that I won't be using a guidebook, because I don't enjoy using them. I prefer to do everything intuitively. So from this, Sandra's summary is absolutely wonderful. And I think too, it is really, we're on a long weekend here in South Australia. I think it's a national public holiday on Monday. So it's going to give us some time for a lot of us to be able to spend on our hobbies. If it's not our work or working on your own self-employed business or outright business or whatever you want to call you working for yourself, as in business owner, manager, or, I think you understand what I mean. Sometimes we create our business just to be our job. Sometimes we do it to build a legacy. And this, for me, is that sense of where is it at right at the moment in whatever you're doing, if it is work-based, if it's just because you're wanting to enjoy a wonderful weekend, move through the frustrations of what are giving you that worry and concern. Bring that wonderful masculine energy into your day-to-day so that what you're doing with your hands in that more practical sense is actually building you up for what is next, the tomorrow, and have fun with it. It does not have to be a drudgery. Life isn't just about getting through it. It's really bringing in that joy and happiness and loving what we do. So, as your occupation, choose what you love to do. Okay, so that's where I think is that. That's my interpretation of our Kipper cards today. And thank you, Sandra. Your intuition is fabulous. Do draw concepts that are relatable. Thank you for that. Yeah. I think if it's not relatable, why are we bringing forward? Just as someone else's interpretation, when you yourself, each and every one of you, all of you know within your own sense of self what you like and desire and what is happening around you specifically. We don't live our life through using ESP, which is that extrasensory perception. We like, wouldn't it be a great thing to be able to read someone's mind all the time and everything else and know what's coming in front? But I feel that we need to be taking our own steps in our own sense of adventure in living our life and tuning into what we ourselves have as that inner ESP, not the extrasensory perception of it's hard to explain. Do it with yourself first, and you'll be able to open up with being able to pick up others' energies and what is for them as well. Although you never do that without asking permission first, even if it's on that higher self level. Just a lesson I learnt many years ago when I started learning or started honing what are our skills. Everybody has this ability. Okay, so, and Kay, you're saying that for the last 3 days you keep seeming to look at the clock at 11:11. It is the angel numbers. It is definitely. It's double angel numbers. It brings significant for that timing. What were you thinking of at that time? Is this a sign it's time for a reading? And if that's what you felt at the time, at the time that you're seeing that 11:11, or even 33s, 22s, the multiples, what you're feeling at the time that you get that observation, awareness, that's what it's bringing you as your message. So you're asking the question, do you need a reading? It likely is. So choose whomever that you feel comfortable with to do readings with. It'd be lovely if it's me, because I love doing the readings. I did a lovely one yesterday. So, yeah. Hi, Michaela. Lovely to have you here. Did you forget the daylight savings as well? Because I did. I was late starting. So I think I did put my website. Yeah, I've got the Psychic online. Look, what I'll do is put my other one, the rosboundy one, I think, has more in depth. If I just show that up again, that's the Psychic online. This is the website, so it's the rosboundy.com.au. So that one should populate the chat again. Actually, both of them probably are. Oopsie. Here we go. All the comments are streaming past. Of course, it's you. Thank you, Kay. So, thank you. I assumed it was. That's why I put the links there, just to make it easier if you feel that it is the message that you were getting. Okay. Now, that is all that I have for today with those 3 cards. We have gone for a little extra time, but it is a Sunday, isn't it? And they are new deck of cards. Thank you, Sandra, for your lovely summary as well, because you are such an experienced reader too. So, and I don't mind if you'd like to put your link there if you'd like to, because I'm inviting you to do that. It's not like that then creates a spam reaction. It doesn't. So, yes, had an interesting one yesterday as well, didn't we, in the morning? Just checking all the comments. Sorry, trying to concentrate, aren't I? There we go. So that's the website one. There is the link for that. So I was going to bring that up because I haven't brought it on the screen much. And the difference between that and the Psychic Online, I've got some already set prices with the other cards in the Psychic Online, and I do that one only as online. There you go. Got through that explanation. So thank you from Corinna. There we go. And from Michaela. Beautiful little emojis. I do love that. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Thanks, Kay. And look, keep being the best you that you can be, and do take notice of those little messages that Spirit bring us in very many different ways of signs. So have your awareness open. That is, well, even if you do walk around with your third eye open is okay. I used to get told warnings and protections and all that sort of stuff. Look, it's what you yourself believe is possible. And I believe that we are protected at all times as we put our intention to that. And so, I'll have the third eye open if I feel I need to at any point in time. And, live your life as you want with your beliefs and how you intend to move it forward. Okay, I love living from my heart space. So that's my intention. It's where I'm going, and whatever else shows up in that pathway. So let's move along together in that vein. Being the best you, I'm being the best me, and we'll meet again tomorrow around the same time. I hope on time, and I will have moved my clocks forward by then. So namaste. We'll see you then.